Patrick Quillin, and you and I are getting healthier together. I want to talk to you today about the need for nutritional supplements. Nutrition is a very important part of our health, and without it we just cannot have good health. And ideally, in a more perfect world, we would get all the nutrients we need in a rich, balanced diet. Let's talk about Robinson Caruso. Great story. It was actually a true story. A British sailor who was shipwrecked on an island off the coast of South America, and he spent several years there, and he lived in bliss. He had animals and plants and seafood and vegetables, and it was a rich diet. He had no stress, no toxins, and he lived a reasonably healthy lifestyle until he was rescued, went back to England, told his story. Unfortunately, things sort of unraveled for him because he wanted to get back to Robinson Crusoe's island because London wasn't what he had hoped for. What I'm back to here is, we don't live on Robinson Crusoe's island. We all are exposed to extraordinary amounts of toxins, 20,000 chemicals that the average American is exposed to on a daily basis. Heavy metals, lead, mercury, cadmium, aluminum, arsenic. We move on to many chemicals. Toxins increase our need for nutrients. And then we talk about the soil. There's 118 elements on Earth that make up the building blocks of everything on Earth. Of those, 60 of them are found in the human body. Of those, 25 of them are considered essential in the human diet, and we only add 3 of those to the soil, NPK. Now, let's talk about compost. In the good old days, the farmer had a compost pile. And what they did is they took manure and vegetable clippings and anything that wasn't eaten, and they put it into a pile and they let it ferment, and eventually they put that stuff back in the soil. And what you get from that is balanced nutrition for the soil. We don't do that in agribusiness. Very little food is properly nourished. So the number one reason for nutrition supplements is toxins that we are exposed to that increase our need for nutrients. Number 2, we don't eat well, even the best of us, eating on the run. Number 3, even if you're eating as well as possible, most of that food is not properly nourished from the soil up. And then we talk about stress. Stress increases our need for nutrients, from poor digestion to elevated metabolism to requirements for more potassium, magnesium, lipoic acid, vitamin C because of stress. And so essentially supplements should be considered just that, meaning you have a home that has all the safeguards so it doesn't burn down. But what you do is you get insurance as a supplement just to make sure. And the same thing with nutrition. What I'm recommending is eat a good balanced diet. My books talk about it abundantly. And then take nutrition supplements in addition to a good diet, not instead of a good diet. You don't have a diet soft drink and then take a pill and call it a day. Supplements can be an important part of your health program, especially when you start talking about the many deficiencies in the American diet. According to the government experts, 92% of Americans are deficient in one or more of the known essential nutrients according to recommended dietary allowances. And by many people's estimates, those guidelines are too low, meaning probably more like 100% of Americans are deficient in one or more nutrients. And this is where supplements can be an important and inexpensive part of your diet. I have a friend who was a naturopathic physician and a pharmacist. He said that patients would come in and they either came over to get their drugs or they went over to get their vitamins. The ones who were taking the vitamins didn't need many prescription drugs. These are senior citizens. So what I'm sharing with you is you can sort of take nutrition supplements as insurance to protect against malnutrition and make sure you're well nourished. I'm Patrick Quillin, and you and I are getting healthier together.